Welcome back. In the Urdu language, Junoon means obsession or passion. So it should come as no surprise that the rock band of the same name stirs similar feelings among its fans. The group is described as Pakistan's biggest band, blending a style of Western rock and traditional Punjabi folk music. But they've also attracted controversy for converting traditional Sufi religious texts into songs and calling for peace between Pakistan and India. Joe Kynes reports.
Forget about limousines, bodyguards, and backstage buffets. For these stars, rock and roll is a do-it-yourself business. But when the members of Junoon hit the stage, there's no shortage of showbiz talent. Junoon is the Urdu word for passion. And in their more than a decade together, the group has lived up to its name. They've gathered a faithful flock of devoted fans known as Junoonis, both here in Pakistan and in neighboring India. Junoon's music is hard to define. Members themselves say they're influenced by everything from Led Zeppelin, Santana, and Queen, right through to traditional Punjabi folk melodies and Sufi poetry. A doctor by training, Salman Ahmad is the band's guitarist and songwriter. Ali Azmat provides the rapturous vocals for an almost devotional sound. It's supported by the Western bass guitar sounds of Brian O'Connell, an American who now calls Pakistan home. Under it all, trance-inducing rhythms, created by modern drums and traditional dholaks, tambourines, and tablas. It wasn't long ago that this concert being held in Pakistan's largest city, Karachi, would have been illegal. In 1998, Junoon struck a sour note with the authorities by saying that Pakistan and India should work together to solve their problems. The comments were seen to be amounting to as much as sedition and treason. At the time, Pakistan and India were testing nuclear weapons, raising fears of a regional arms race. Junoon had been on a sellout concert tour of India and told fans there that the two sides should give peace a chance.
When we came back from the tour, we find out that we're banned, you know? And so it's more really not anything that we went against our tradition or we were trying to corrupt the youth. It was more about that we were delving into themes that no one talks about.
Here we are trying to spread a message of peace, and the bombs are flying in both directions. And then when we come back to cross the border, we find ourselves without a country. These powers to be had turned against us, you know, and here we are trying to denounce and say, you know, build bridges through peace, not through nuclear exchange. People don't have clean water or, like I said, food on the table. How can we be spending money on instruments of destruction?
That you can't change the world. I mean, when John Lennon sang "Give Peace a Chance," right? It didn't stop the Vietnam War, but it was a voice in the wilderness, and it touched a lot of people.
It wasn't the first time Junoon angered the authorities. In the mid-1990s, their music was even banned from state television by successive governments of Benazir Bhutto and then Nawaz Sharif. Over the years, band members claim their social conscience has led to police searches and phone taps, and even anonymous death threats. But despite the trouble at home, Junoon's popularity soared abroad. They were named Best International Group at the Channel V Music Awards in New Delhi in 1998, performing alongside the likes of Sting and Def Leppard.
And our hope is that the people of India and Pakistan can work towards peace.
A year later, the United Nations praised them for fostering peace in South Asia. The group has kept up an extensive overseas tour, performing in the United States and Europe, as well as India, Bangladesh, and the Middle East.
So bands like us, we're the most successful band in the country. We'd be lucky if we can get the cost of recording the album out of what we get paid for an album. You know, and we sell legitimately up to 1 million copies of a record.
But Junoon says it's already overcome plenty of other obstacles in its decade together. They credit their success to their ability to make Western rock blend with Eastern mysticism, mostly in the song lyrics borrowed from the words of Islamic Sufi poets dating back to the 12th century.
What do you think of that, Daur-e? They wrote about the unity, the harmony of mankind, of tolerance, of peace. I mean, these are Islamic poets singing about love, peace, very contrary to the image of Islam as it is today with, you know, Osama bin Laden or terrorism or whatever it is.
Back on stage, Salman the guitarist is closing the show with a version of Pakistan's national anthem, but in the style of Jimi Hendrix.
Music has this immense power, and you can't fake it. You can go there, you know, saying, well, peace and love, but if you don't mean it and you don't connect with the audience, it's not going to affect people.
Joe Kynes with Pakistani rock band Junoon.